Hello, you're welcome again to join me for a short practice of mindfulness of breathing. I made a recording a few days ago. I said it would be 10 minutes. It actually turned out to be about 16. So this time I have a little clock right in front of me and it will be 10 minutes. So it's a seated practice and I'd invite you just to organize yourself in a comfortable chair. Ideally a chair where you can have your feet flat on the floor and your spine reasonably upright. So just take a moment or two. Find the right chair if you wish and make yourself comfortable. Your bottom settling into the chair, your feet resting comfortably on the floor. So for the practice, you can close the eyes if you wish, or you can keep your eyes softly open. If you prefer to have the eyes open, you could let them gaze along the floor in front of you. Soft, not focused on anything in particular. Or as I said, the eyes might be lightly closed. So taking a few moments to invite your body just to settle in. Maybe you can feel the weight of your feet on the floor, the weight of your seat settling into the seat of the chair. Maybe your back is resting into the back of the chair, just noticing that, feeling the support of the chair behind you, beneath you. And aware of where your hands are resting. Maybe one hand is resting in the other one, or maybe the hands are resting separately. Wherever they're resting, just sensing the weight of the hands as they settle. And aware that as you sit here, the breath is coming and going. Just natural breathing. The breath has been coming all day as you went about your business. The breath was coming and going last night as you slept. So there's no need to change or control the breath in any way. Just allowing the breath to look after itself. The breath is constantly, reliably coming and going, and most of the time we're not aware of it at all. So the only difference is now, during the practice, you're turning your attention to this natural process of breathing. Most of the time in mindfulness meditation, we just allow the breath to come and go at its own pace, and that's a very good practice. But today I'm going to make a suggestion that you just see if you can make the inhale and the exhale equal. So you don't need to make a big fuss about that. You're not trying to lengthen or deepen the breath. But just see if you could count and perhaps notice that if your inhale is for the count of 4 or 3 or 5, then your exhale could be the same duration. So mentally you might find that you're counting in 2, 3, 4 and out 2, 3, 4. But it should be a comfortable number. So for you it might be in 2, 3, out 2, 3. Or it could be 5. So as I say, without making too much fuss or without changing the natural duration of your breath very much, you're just gently encouraging the inhale and the exhale to be equal. The counting will probably help you, but if you don't like counting, then don't. And sooner or later your mind will wander. And that's fine, that's perfectly okay, it's normal. Common misconception about mindfulness is that we're trying to empty the mind or have the mind go blank. No, that's not possible. So the mind will wander. You might find that you're drifting off, making plans for the evening. You might find that your mind is wandering back to something that happened earlier today or yesterday. You might find yourself thinking about your health or your work or your dinner. This is completely normal. When you realize that you've wandered, just do your best to come back to the breath. It's as if your radio has slipped onto a different channel and you just very gently retune it back to the channel of your choosing, which at the moment is the channel of the breath. We're going to continue for about another 2 minutes. So if you find the counting helpful, then just continue what you are doing, counting the breath and encouraging the inhale and exhale to be equal. And of course, the comfortable duration of the breath might change as the practice goes on. Or if you don't find the counting helpful, just let that be. Just let the breath continue its natural flow. We're moving towards the end of the practice, so if you have been counting, I would suggest just let the counting go now and let the breath completely go with its own natural flow for this last little while in the practice. Simply following the coming and going of your breath, one breath at a time. any moment now the practice will be over. I'll ring a little bell just to be clear that the practice is finished. There's no rush. If your eyes have been closed, just take your time and open them when you're ready. Might be a good idea to have a look around your room just to have a sense of yourself sitting here in this place and in this moment. So I'm not sure what time of day it is with you. Maybe it's bedtime, which is great. Hope you have a good night's sleep. And if you're in the middle of your day, I suggest that you just move back into the flow of your day easily. And I hope you find that you move back into the flow of your day, maybe with a certain sense of spaciousness and calm. So thank you very much for joining me.